I've made it a lot easier, and after I play it once, I'll go through it to make sure that you have the easier way to play some of those convoluted measures that I don't know what I was thinking. I just beat this to death over the weekend, so I'm going to play it slowly. After all these years, I'm finally playing it solo, so I appreciate those of you who have asked for this video. Ave Maria by Bach and Gounod. Bass was wrong from the diminished. Well, with a few bumps, which I'm hoping to iron out myself, so I can play it for this Christmas. That's it. So let's take it from the beginning. I played a little intro, which if you have your book, which I hope you do, the intro is just the last 2 beats of measure 1. Well, after you do that for a while, catch that with your A finger. Your M finger, sorry, I always get that wrong. Same thing, this stays the same, this goes to a D minor shape, and this is C. So what I do there is, actually sometimes I just use the A finger to, in other words, I jump. It's your choice. This is the first hard one. This is measure 5. And basically that is a C6. Looks like that. This is getting the E and the A, a little bar. That's the C, and this is barring the A and the E. So it's not really hard, but I mean easy, but it's not that hard either. So notice how you skip the C note in order to get the melody note, just like in the book. Also, it's an open string that allows you to move, which I use this a lot in this arrangement. Then lift it off and that's a D7 with a C in the bass. C, that's an A here, that's a D, and I hammer here. So a little tricky, but that's measure 7. Now measure 8 I totally rewrote. It's almost unplayable in the original arrangement. So from measure 7, this is a G with a B in the bass. G, D, B. This is more like what originally was written by Bach. Once again, skipping the C note, go to an A minor 7th, back down to open. It's just like the CD in the book. So let this B ring on measure 11. Now, in the book, what the arrangement I had was, watch how it happens with my right hand. So I do a double pluck with the thumb to make this note fall on the right beat, but I find that it messes up my arpeggiation, so what I have been doing lately is just using that M finger to complete the arpeggio to the 4th beat of measure 11. It's important to let that note ring, so you got a B here. See, don't do that what I just did. You gotta let it ring. This is a little tricky. Just like the book. A little hammer. This is measure. Where am I? There it is, measure 13. Open D in order to move here to a, it's basically a G7 flat 9 with the flat 9 on the bass. That's G sharp, that's F. This is one of these bar right there. So if you bar there, then you get D and F. There's the D, there's the F. And then this is the B. Now, in order to do the arpeggio, I have to put my baby finger there for the D, so you get this. Now, it's got a lot of fingers to put down, so when you're doing the end of measure 13, so it says like, so the first thing I have to put down is, because that's the melody, and the next thing I have to put down is that bass. So everything follows down. That's called just-in-time finger putting down. And you also can slow down, watch. Musical slowing down. Now this is a little different too in measure 15. It was a little awkward, so since the melody is a low G, all stems going up are the melody. So I do a little back thing. subs. This is measure 16. Ah! Again. Again. This is different than on measure yeah, this is the end of measure 17. Here's whole of measure 17. Now don't go to a bar, stay right here. Now you just got two notes, A and C. And then also the end of measure, basically measure 18 has been changed. The first beat is right. And then when you go here, stay on the D, so like that. So just makes things a lot easier. Again, from the from measure 17, so you get the whole thing. Open string. Now this is a little tricky because the melody note needs to fall right on 1 and 2. So 1. Now you got to change, start the arpeggio on the 5th string. So that automatically makes that happen. Open string to the F major 7th. In fact, let's see how I did that. I don't like what I did there. Here's what should happen on measure 21. So it's a little different on measure 22 also. Again, it's being simplified. So measure 22, I don't go down to that low A. Here's the tricky part from measure 23 to measure 26. So this is an E flat, right? And this is a C and a G. So now it's E flat with an open G and B. And now use that open note to, these two open notes to move to the, so that's how that goes. That's how I practice it. Now catch that same E flat here on the 6th string. And the two open strings once again allow us to move. That's an A flat thing. And it's just very awkward, so there's only one way to do it, which is to do it over and over. From the beginning of from 23. So there'll be A flat B to C on the 3rd string, so it's a chromatic kind of thing, so, but we're skipping strings to do it. Now I'm using an open string to move, and the C with the baby finger. I gotta do it slowly. Hammer. This is that same G flat 9 configuration, and now we're hammering the baby finger melody goes da da, and from this form to that form, a little awkward. Again, get the melody down first and then follow with the rest of it. Now, stay away from the open B string, which is open because we've got to use all our fingers to go G, C, E, and then G up top, the melody. So that's open. You want to stay away from that. Stay away from it. A little different on the fingering. On measure 27, I had a excuse me, it's measure 26. On measure 26, here's how it goes. Now, rather than going up to that E and trying to do that double stop, that double hit, I just went. On measure 27, it's wrong in the book. There's a B, open B in the second beat, which isn't right. Use the second finger. When I played it the first time, I didn't use my second finger, but if you use the second finger now, that allows you to go to the beginning of measure 28. Open B. Now the rest of this measure, 29, I don't do a bar. Well, it's a half bar on the 5th fret, but make the bass stay in A. Just a little half D7 bar 3, and put your 3rd finger on the F sharp. Still a diminished chord, just the E flat's not in there anymore. A small sacrifice for ease of fingering. Now here's the trickiest part. So you got to get that down, and then try and let it ring while you get the rest of the fingers down. And see what I use? I use an open E, which again is different from the book. In the book, I didn't make any considerations for one has to move 5 measures in a 16th of a note. So the way we do that is that second to the last E on measure 30, I make open. Yeah. So there's the G, and then forget everything else. Just so I'm gonna play it. Open E. Now the next measure, which is measure 31, half of 31. This is the first half of 31. Now ignore the bar, half bar, 5th fret, little half F chord. C, F, A. Bass is D. Slide it up, pinch. That's the first beat of measure 32. Ignore that G note, which I was originally fingering like that. What a using an open G now to move to this form. Open D to move down. So I'll take it from measure measure 30. This measure 29. Don't do a pinch on that on measure 33, just the way we've always been doing it throughout this. What I tried to do is return to the original way, which is, maybe that'll work out, let me try it. Okay, now the measure 34. This is the arpeggio, the famous arpeggio ending to this piece. Playing a half F chord here. I'm just not doing a full bar. Ignore the fingering. Do what I do here. F, D, so the two forms are F, and then this form, D, F, then open B and then a C, let that open C ring, so you got D and F here. Take everything off, moving with an open string. Now you got D, B, G. So and that's it. I hope that illuminates it for you. I'll be working it out myself over the next few weeks, but I'm confident of this updated arrangement, and I hope that it works for you too.